Ladies and gentlemen.
Hello, Chicago Bears fan. Welcome to the Bears Den podcast number 67. We have a great show lined up for you guys tonight because all we do is win, and we just keep on winning. We're 8-3. As always, please like us, subscribe to us, follow us, share our content. Please show us some love. You can find us on Facebook, X, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Don't be shy. Send us your comments tonight. We love to interact with the audience. Now let me bring out the rest of the Bears in the Bears Den. I am your host, Andy. We got the superstar, Todd.
Okay.
And we got the bad guy, Chicago Clarence. So without further ado, let's get into the show. Guys, like I said, all we do is win. Todd,
Yes,
what
sir.
are we doing right all of a sudden?
We're finding ways to not choke and give it away. We got coaches that know what they're doing. You know, it's Thanksgiving tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah, so am I. Chicago Clarence, what are we doing right all of a sudden?
Number one, we're taking care of the football. We're not turning the ball over, and we're generating takeaways. I think that's the main cog in this wheel of winning. When you take the ball away and you protect it on your end, you can win or have a chance to win football games.
I mean, if you think back tomorrow, it's the 1 year anniversary of I'm not using that final timeout. I'm taking it with me and getting fired the next day. You think about how far we've actually come in 1 year. I mean, last year we fired our coach on Black Friday. Now, this year we're actually talking about the playoffs.
Yeah, it feels like 3 years ago.
It does. It seems like an eternity ago that we let Matt Eberflus go, and we looked like we were muddled in a 10, 11 game losing streak, and now we're talking about playoffs, guys. I mean, if the playoffs started now, we are in it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, Todd, do you think this is high though? Monday morning top 10 rankings, they have us at 6th.
Yeah, I do. All I see is hate online. I don't know. I guess this is a Fox NFL. Well, that's nice to see. Yeah, no, I see all kind of stuff online about how we're not even in the top 10 and we shouldn't be there. So that's good. Well, we're up 4, so I guess we went from 10 to 6. I think that's a little high. Yeah.
I agree. I think it's a little high too. Chicago Clarence, you think we're the 6th best team in the NFL?
No, I do not.
I don't either. I think that's high. I do think it's high. But guys, let's talk about the game a little bit. Besides the obvious blunder in the end zone, Todd, what else stood to you? What else stood out to you?
Deshaun Wright was real good. He's played way over his head. The defense just having to fill in with it's bad enough to start the game with as many guys as we had out, and then we lost guys during the game, which, I don't know. I mean, I think we looked at each other and tried to remember if there was another linebacker under that we even had active when Hippolyte went out.
Hippolyte went out. We brought in Akbon. Then Akbon went out.
Yeah, and I was happy. I was happy with Ozzie. I feel like it went well. I mean, I know that Joe Tooney next to him helps, and I know they had a time, but he's a rookie. You'd have that anyway. You try to have a veteran next to him and help with that. His pass blocking grades. I didn't rewatch just to isolate the offensive line, but I know that he had solid numbers, PFF numbers on especially pass blocking. I've seen that little clip on that, for Ozzie, so that's encouraging.
Yeah, I mean, Ozzie Trapillo played. I mean, you didn't even notice he was in, really, which is a good thing when you don't see his name on TV. I mean, he played well. Now he looks like a left tackle all of a sudden. Chicago, Clarence, what stood out to you in the win over the Pittsburgh Steelers?
I would have to say a couple things have stood out to me. Mostly good, some bad. I mentioned our ability to generate turnovers and take care of the ball. Caleb had a sack fumble that he gave up and in the end zone, which led to them getting 7 points. But this football team is incredibly soft, man. We got so many injuries on defense, and it's soft tissue injuries. I mean, I don't know what the hell we're doing in the offseason with our strength and conditioning, but damn, I ain't never seen a football team with no starting linebackers, and none of them has a torn ACL or medial collateral ligaments or any broken bones. It's just soft tissue injuries, and these guys are just. That's one thing that stood out. Um, to play a football team that's as well coached as the Pittsburgh Steelers are, and to be able to beat that team with no linebackers and shut their run game down pretty much, it's astounding to me. You could say what you want to say about Mason Rudolph playing in Aaron Rodgers. I get it. But Mason Rudolph has started meaningful games before. So he ain't just somebody they just rolled off the bench and to come in and play. He's a backup, top tier backup. So you can't use that excuse. Um, and we're winning football games without our quarterback having to be Superman. When I mean Superman, I'm talking about throwing for 300, 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. Like for instance, let's take the Buffalo Bills, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
If Josh Allen plays like Caleb Williams is playing, the Buffalo Bills are losing football games. I mean, they need him to be Superman in order for them to win. We ain't been living off of that. We ain't really seen Caleb have one of those football games. So it's astounding that we've been able to win football games and still look at our quarterback and say, damn, man, he left some opportunities out there. Because he's missing wide open guys left and right.
Right. Yeah, his long range his long range accuracy has been pretty bad this year. At least for the last 6-7 games. I mean, it's the one big mistake, and you talked about it. His escapability has been amazing all year. I mean, like there's many times he should have gone down that he was able to get out of it, and you can do that. You between the 20s, do that all day long if that works for you. As often as it worked for him, you can't do that in your end zone. I mean, that's. No. I mean, I was irritated enough when I thought it was a safety, and then of course he lost the ball to T.J. Watt. But yeah, I have this. I probably sound a little. I think I sound a little off today. My long-term doctor, is a hardcore Steelers fan, so I was there today, and he was pretty irritated with them not really sticking with the run. He thought they should have ran the ball a lot more than they did. And they've got a good back. I mean, Warren's a good back and he's a good receiving back. And, as beat up as we were, it would have made sense they would have, done a 2-to-1 run to pass ratio, especially Rudolph. I wasn't impressed with his accuracy downfield either. But hey, we'll take the win.
It looked like they were afraid to let him turn it loose. I was surprised that they didn't run the ball down our throat because sometimes, it looked like Warren was getting 4 or 5 yards before he was even being touched. But you got to just give the defense credit. I mean, they pretty much hung in there.
Yeah, I started the conversation with had it been Rodgers, it might have been a different outcome. But he didn't necessarily agree with that. I think he likes Rudolph. So
there's Mason Rudolph's passing chart. You can see they did not trust that man in the middle. He had no completions between the hashes. It was all to the left or right, and he had a whole like we pointed out in the first half. We were watching the game. You could tell their game plan was quick, easy throws behind the line of scrimmage. They were eating us alive in the first half with screens, bubble screens, and quick throws.
Yeah,
but he didn't do anything behind the line.
I mean, Byard in the middle there, they might have been concerned about that, but they should have been able to just check down in our linebacker situation or hit their tight ends. I mean, they've got Freiermuth, and they've got that Washington kid is like 280 pounds.
He's a boat.
A monster. If he gets the ball, he's going to be hard to bring down. But anyway, I think he's mostly a blocking tight end. But it seems to me that they I don't know. Look, I'm not a Steeler guy.
So here's Caleb Williams. Here's Caleb Williams' passing chart. I was looking at this the other day. So like I said, I'm officially concerned with his accuracy. But I mean, he sprays. I mean, he definitely favors the right a hair more, I think, because he's right-handed. I think that's probably normal at the end of the day. But he's in between the hashes. He's on the left. He's on the right. He really only had 2 completions behind the line of scrimmage. So that tells me Ben Johnson really actually trusts this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, his worst play was definitely the end zone malfunction. You can't – TJ Watt is not somebody you can spin away from. He's an all-pro for a reason.
I mean, I'm looking at that thing, and I'm seeing Loveland, and I'm seeing Luther Burden and DJ. You know, that you think they could get Rome on the sidelines more often. I don't know, it's just the accuracy is the problem with that or what, but it seems to me there should be some 30-yard sideline passes to Rome, but I don't know. Maybe the timing's not there. Something's not connected with it.
I mean, Clarence, you were pretty irate Sunday. You think this guy's ever going to become an accurate quarterback? Or just is who he is?
If you supposedly have generational talent, then you should be able to. I mean, and I'm not trying to be sarcastic, but all I hear is how talented, his arm is, and we've yet to see it.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, he's had some. He's good for one, just winging it down 30 yards. I think of several to Swift that have just been, balls that shouldn't have got out that got down there. He's good for that, but the routine stuff and the timing stuff, he's just missing by several feet, and that's got to tighten up.
I mean, he left plays on the field. Really, really, this should not have come down to the last play of the game with Brisker getting the tip.
We've been saying that for weeks,
the passes. What was that?
I said we've been saying that for weeks though, with him leaving plays on the field. But particularly the last time that we got the ball back, with a chance to put the game away, I was very disappointed in the play calling.
Yeah,
very, very disappointed.
Yeah,
I thought that could have been handled by Ben Johnson a whole lot better than it was.
I thought he actually went soft there.
Yeah, Pittsburgh should have never seen the ball. We should have took them out right then and there, made them use their timeouts, and salted this game away.
That was some play calling issues too. That just didn't make any sense. I mean,
all we needed was a first down. We couldn't get a first down. I mean, come on.
I mean, what did we do? We ran it once. We got nothing. We ran it a second time. Monangai did slip and fall. If he would have hit that hole, he would have probably got the first down. The hole was actually there.
Well,
and in the third down play call is where I think you got a question. Should he have ran it anyway to make the Pittsburgh Steelers use their final timeout? Instead, he went for a pass.
He should have went down in bounds.
Yeah.
Made them use that last timeout.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, even if he got sacked, you were punting the ball anyway. So just fall down and give yourself up, fall down in bounds, make them use that last timeout and punt them the ball. And then now they've got to drive the length of the field with no timeouts. With a quarterback that's shaky, whom you haven't let throw the ball downfield all damn game.
Right.
So our good buddy Arthur, who's joined us many times, said Caleb was much worse last compared to this year. There has been a lot of growth. Guys, would you agree? Has there been growth?
First of all,
it definitely has.
I mean, first of all, I can appreciate him saying that, since the quarterback he's rocking with is god awful and a rookie at that. Wait a minute, no, is this not the Minnesota Vikings?
No, this is Arthur, who joined us many times.
Yeah,
you're talking about D in Minnesota.
Yeah, I can appreciate that coming, because that JJ McCarthy has been a train wreck
Yes.
in Minnesota.
The JJ
A
hate
train
this week
wreck.
has been off the charts, man. I mean, just straight up calling
I
him the
mean, but
worst quarterback in the league.
bothers me. This is what bothers me. Caleb Williams was catching hell week in and week out.
Yes, he
People
was.
talking about him being a bust, and every time you want to turn around, national pundits, Colin Cowherd, Dan Orlovsky, all them dudes on Get Up, just absolute dogging Caleb Williams. And JJ McCarthy has not caught half the hell that Caleb Williams has caught. And oh, by the way, McCarthy was still a first-round pick.
Yes, he was.
Oh yeah.
And even then, if you won't even talk about what's happening in Cleveland with people questioning Shedeur even being ready for the NFL, but nobody's saying that about JJ McCarthy. I mean, the way people can back up and backtrack and choose how they want to evaluate and look at quarterbacks is astounding to me.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I mean, I think JJ didn't play last year, so this is essentially his rookie year. I know he's a sophomore, but this is essentially his rookie year. He's battled injuries all year. I mean, I think you got to give him this full season before you start judging, just like we did with Caleb last year.
But wait a minute, Shedeur's not getting that. All they're hearing is about how he's not ready.
Yeah, but he's just fifth-round pick, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's a lot different.
So there's no pressure.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect a fifth-round pick to perform, but he won, did he not?
He won.
Did he have first-round talent? Did us three not evaluate Shedeur being first-round talent in the NFL?
Yeah.
We believed he would go on night one, yeah.
Yeah.
No, did we believe he should have?
Yes.
I mean,
he should have, but I think
when you want to put quarterbacks out there and you want to sit there and take them apart and break down their game, let the league be as fair to every other quarterback in the league as and across the board, and give people who deserve it as much hell as you have given Caleb Williams. That's all I'm saying.
I'll say his film didn't affect him falling as far as he did in that draft. His film wasn't the primary reason he fell as far as he did.
I think
we know why, but your job is to build your team up to win football games. Forget about all this nonsense about your dad coming in and saying this and that, because Deion Sanders is not the first NFL father to come in and be a lightning rod for his son. Let's get that out there. He is not. All I'm saying is Caleb Williams has caught a lot of hell. A lot of hell for the national pundits.
Yes.
And it's for you. And if you're going to say the stuff that you said about him, why aren't you saying it about JJ McCarthy?
I was never sold on JJ McCarthy to start with.
Yeah,
they had a good thing going with Sam Darnold last year, but they had invested the draft capital in JJ, and they were going to see that through. Plus, he was cheap, so you always want the rookie quarterback.
And then the Minnesota Vikings not being taken apart. I mean, the Chicago Bears, and don't get me wrong, we should be raked over the coals of some of the decisions that we have
yes, we should.
in our organization. But you let Sam Darnold walk to Seattle, and they're headed toward the playoffs, and you rest all your hopes and visions and fortunes on a rookie quarterback, and it has been an absolute failure. And the national pundits is not taking the Minnesota Vikings front office to task over that decision.
They should, and they will. And it's going to be a long rest of the season and an incredibly long off season for them. I mean, because you look at where they were a year ago today and how far they're from it, And
let me ask you something. What were they supposed to do with Sam Darnold? His contract was going to be how high because he threw for 4,000 yards last year. He was going to get paid. They invested in McCarthy. They traded Kirk Cousins away.
What did Darnold get? Do you know?
They signed Darnold as an afterthought because McCarthy got hurt. I mean, Darnold was a late signing. It's almost like, what were they supposed to do, really? They didn't expect Darnold to have that kind. I didn't. I'll be the first to admit, I did not expect Sam Darnold to throw 4,000 yards.
Well, and I mean, if
no history of him doing that.
And if you want to take it further than that, they had Daniel Jones on that team too.
I mean, I'll own that. I wouldn't. If you told me Sam Darnold was going to throw for 4,000 yards last year, I would have said bullshit. I'll bet the under. I'd have bet it all day.
Yeah, they rolled the dice and it came up snake eyes. That's the problem. Yeah. You can't have that happen. because you look absolute stupid now. You had a guy that was what, they were 14-2 last year.
Yeah.
So you had that guy walk out the door and you got basically nothing for him, and you put your fortunes on a rookie quarterback. Because even though they had old boy from Philly, what's the backup that hurt his arm.
From who? From where?
What?
He played for Philadelphia, and he was the backup to McCarthy in Minnesota.
Oh, Pickett. Kenny Pickett?
Yeah.
No. Kenny Pickett was on Cleveland and got traded.
He was in Philly too, wasn't he? He was.
You know what I'm talking about. He was a first-round pick. I mean, he's the same draft as Jared Goff.
Oh,
I can't think of him.
But anyway, he was a veteran.
Yeah.
He was a veteran, and they had him there and let Darnold walk out the door. But we all knew that they was hoping on McCarthy to be the starter. That was the plan. And I'm just saying I just want them to be consistent with their criticism across the board with everybody else, the way they had been about the Bears and Caleb Williams.
Yeah. I mean, Arthur thinks the Vikings got cocky just like the Commanders.
And he's not wrong.
No.
Back to Sam Darnold. The Seahawks stole Sam Darnold on a 3-year, $100 million, $500,000 deal, essentially a 1-year deal. The guaranteed money was only $37.5. So that's a deal. He's on a 33.5 average per year.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So why? So Minnesota could have signed him to the same deal.
Yeah.
That makes them even look worse.
Yeah, because they could have afforded both. I mean, they could have let it, and especially if it's only guaranteed 1 more year, they could have let JJ come up with a year under Sam. That in hindsight, that's perfect.
So we do have smart fans. I like the Bears, says Laura. So we have smart fans watching us. Laura's smart. Arthur's smart.
Now, we appreciate Arthur. He rocks with us every week.
Carlos is smart. So anyway, let's get back to the Bears and not Minnesota and their bullshit. So, guys, Joe Thuney, how good is – I mean, there's a stat that came out today, 741 snaps, 0 sacks allowed. He's allowed 1 quarterback hit and 1 flag. How good is this guy?
I mean –
is he not? I mean, I would vote for him for offensive MVP. I know it's not sexy. It's not going to get you fantasy points.
I'd sign on to that. I mean, he's the best guard we've had since, I don't know. I mean, probably back to that 85 team.
Yeah. I mean, he's worth every penny we paid him and the draft picks we gave up. Because we would have not drafted anybody like him.
Would we give up a 4th?
Yeah, he's a steal.
I mean,
we should be called. Somebody should call the police on us. Kansas City should.
We got him he signed a 2-year extension.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
I mean, he has been everything advertised.
Absolutely.
And how good has Dan Rochore been, really? The offensive line coach. The guy gets no love, but look at our offensive line this year compared to last year. I mean, it's night and day better.
Well, the coaching staff in itself is night and day better.
Oh, yeah.
With the turnover that we had on our coaching staff versus this year, it's been night and day. I mean, listen, guys, you cannot say enough for competency.
No.
When you're an NFL head coach. And just look at the way things is handled differently. Everybody in the locker room who has had a microphone shoved in their face has spoke about culture change. It's different. And those are the people a lot of them who were here last year. It's different. Caleb Williams is different because he's being coached different. And you can finally see players being held accountable, which is all that we have ever wanted because they all are being paid. But when you get a chance to get in the game, do your damn job.
No.
Do your job. Block who you're supposed to block. I mean, if you just look at their play, one of the things that has always got my blood boiling is the fact that people have missed assignments on the offensive line. How the hell, when you practice all week and you even do walkthroughs. How the hell do you get in the game with the Pacific play call and you don't know your assignment?
Right.
We've been looking at it for years with different head coaches. Ben Johnson ain't tolerating that. And you can go all the way back to training camp.
Yeah.
He was kicking them out of the game and making them stand on the sideline and letting the second team get in there. He wasn't standing for them not knowing their assignments. And you can see the difference. It's the reason why our running game has went up a couple of ticks. Because people finally know what the hell they're supposed to be doing. I just never understand how you calling out plays and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. And you're in the game. And you're allowed to continue to go in there and play and not know what you're supposed to be doing. Mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean, last year the biggest, the biggest noise in the locker room, or the guy that was most vocally upset about the situation was Jalen Johnson. You heard all the time, Jalen Johnson. Maybe we need to deal Jalen Johnson.
He's the MVP from last year.
This is the guy that's busting his ass to get back early when we thought he was done for the year, to get back in, what is this, week 13?
Yeah.
So he didn't have to do that. He could have taken the whole year. So, that's the same guy that was, a cancer or a problem last year. Maybe we got to get rid of him. No, we need to get rid of
Eberflus.
People we got rid of.
Exactly.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
I mean, that's
people we got rid of. Culture change. How many times have we watched plays this year, negative plays, with the play being ran to the short side of the field? We don't see it now.
No.
We don't see it now. But it was crazy how many times we looked at that under Nagy. How many times we looked at that under Eberflus with the 3 offensive coordinators we had last. I mean, it's just under Getsy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and I mean, the only guy that has any experience in this offense is Jonah Jackson, right? He had time in Detroit, but I don't think anybody else has played in this offense. So you got 2 major rookies, on offense.
Yeah.
Well, 3 with Ozzie, and it's like, give them a year under this and see where they're at next year with the dumb little mistakes and things. They'll have this thing ironed out, man. Yeah,
benching Braxton Jones is one of the things that I highlighted because I wanted to see it long before I saw it. But it's just the fact of he was being held accountable for not doing his job, and I have loved it.
Yeah,
right.
We don't. He's on IR though, so we never even mentioned him, but he's on IR. I think.
Look at the pre-snap penalties now. Now we still having a few, but nowhere near what we were having 3-4 weeks ago.
It's mostly the receivers now.
So, guys, I guess we need to start a fantasy show because I'm streaming on TikTok. I have one question. Guys, I need your advice. Would you flex? In the flex position, would you use Mooney, Parker Washington, or Romeo Dobbs? It's from our TikTok.
I would start Dobbs, I think. I mean,
Clarence,
Washington might be a 2 now.
Todd says start Dobbs, J-Mac.
Who's Green Bay playing?
Green Bay has – where's the schedule?
Lions.
Tomorrow. Yep.
Yeah, I think Dobbs will be – I do, even though I like Parker Washington a lot, Green Bay could find themselves behind and have to throw the ball a lot. They're going to have to be able to throw the ball to win that game anyway.
So, J-Mac, Todd and Clarence both think go with Dobbs. And Arthur brought up a really good point here. I bet if we still had Eberflus, Jalen Johnson would set out the rest of the year.
For sure.
I agree with that 100%. 100. I think everybody's balled in. I agree with that 100%. Jalen Johnson. Of course, if we had to Matt Eberflus, we would have lost a lot of these games. The season's already over. So, yeah, there'd be no reason for him to try to come back, or Kyler Gordon trying to come back.
Well, yeah, this is the 1-year anniversary of the time where I wanted to crawl through the TV and whoop Eberflus's ass.
Yes.
I've never been, and I've been pissed off a lot.
He called me on Thanksgiving Day, ladies and gentlemen. Thanksgiving Day, and he went off on me like I was the coach. He was that mad. Andy, I want to do a fucking podcast right now. I'm so goddamn mad. I can't take it. I got a vent. He was so angry. I'm like, Clarence, I'm at my mom's house. I can't do it.
Yeah, right.
He was so angry.
It's refreshing. It's refreshing to have competency on the sidelines. It's refreshing. We have suffered a
Yeah.
lot. I mean, we have been through it. I think that's one of the reasons why we so tight as friends, because we've been through hell together, rooting
Yeah.
for this team.
Yeah,
It does feel like that.
we were, that group was as big as a couple hundred people, and you lose once or twice, and they all fall off. We're going to suffer through this every week.
And we showed up every week.
So, guys, what Montez Sweat, in case anyone hasn't noticed, he's actually been playing a lot better.
Yeah.
He says 7.5 sacks in the last 6 games. He should have had 3 sacks. He should have ended the game with that 3rd sack, but somehow he didn't get Rudolph to the ground. And I remember all 3 of us were quite pissed off, but we still got the W. I mean, he's actually starting to play like the guy we signed the first year when he played half a year.
My homeboy was mentioning Montez Sweat. He's a Dallas fan, so forgive him. I love him anyway.
Yes,
but
I know who you're talking about.
He was mentioning Montez Sweat, and I was just like, I'm never going to give somebody credit for starting to play well when he's always been paid well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when your play finally catches up to the money that you've been receiving every pay week, okay. It's like we've been having a party and your ass got here late. So bravo to you for finally doing your damn job. What we paid you, that's what we brought you here for. It's what we traded assets away to get you in Chicago for, to play like you're playing right now. Now, I would love if he was playing like damn Myles Garrett in Cleveland, because that dude is unblockable right now.
Uh-huh. He is.
But Montez Sweat is getting a pretty big direct deposit on payday. About time his ass started showing up.
Yeah, I mean, I think last year he was going through some stuff physically, and he seems like kind of an old school guy where, everybody's hurt, but are you injured? Some of these guys probably that are listed as injured are hurt and figured out a way to play through it. But if you're not going to be effective, then don't play through it. You know what I mean? But because he wasn't effective at all last year, and now it's just coming on. But, we don't know what we don't know. But my guess is that he's had some physical stuff.
So Todd's brought up the injuries, so let's talk about the injuries. TJ Edwards did not practice today. Hippolyte did not practice. Newman did not practice. Robinson did not practice. Sewell did not. And Stevenson did not. But Kyler Gordon was a full participant 2 days in a row. Jalen Dawes has been a full participant 2 days in a row. They have not officially been activated yet, those 2 guys. So, guys, what kind of secondary could we have if we get Gordon, Johnson, Wright, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson? That are 4 really good corners. I mean, if you stop and think about it, those are 4 really, really good corners.
I mean, yeah, I think that those 2 guys being activated, I think that we're going to have some interest. Dennis Allen's going to have some interesting decisions to make, and they ain't going to be bad. You can never complain about having depth.
No.
You bring a guy back in with the caliber of Jalen Johnson and you insert him into your lineup, I still believe that you have got to find a place for Nashawn Wright. He has earned the right to be able to continue to play with the level that he's been doing. The same thing, Gordon. I think Gordon is the guy that I would definitely cut down on his snaps because he's just too injury prone.
Todd, where do you go? You got Stevenson, Gordon, JJ Wright, Nashawn Wright, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Those are 5.
Well, Johnson's really a safety. He can play nickel, but I think this week specifically with Stevenson not practicing today, he's probably not going to play or be pretty limited. So I'm going to guess they played JJ and they played Nashawn Wright outside, and they'll do probably a pitch count kind of thing, split time between Johnson and Gordon and nickel. Yeah. And if they ever go into a dime, because they can do that now because of the lack of linebackers, then they can kind of wedge Gardner Johnson as a hybrid safety linebacker ish.
I mean, yeah, they could actually put one of these corners in at linebacker if they wanted to.
One of the safeties,
Yeah,
I think
that would be
Gordon's
Johnson.
a better
Yeah.
from what I've seen,
no, Gordon is a better blitzer for sure.
Yeah, he's a better blitzer.
So, guys, let's get into the main event this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles, Bears, Black Friday, Amazon Prime. I mean, to me, this is a measuring stick game. To me, this is very personal, being from Allentown, Pennsylvania, and I still have friends who talk shit about the fog bowl and the double doink. Yeah. So for me, this is very personal because I want to win so I can return the favor and talk some shit. Todd, what are you thinking about this game Friday?
I'm thinking I wish it were in Chicago.
I do too.
I know that they've been beat up. They have offensive line injuries, and that's been the strength of their team. And then there's some talk about Devonta Smith didn't practice, I think, so maybe he's not in. And that they don't have a lot of depth at receiver, but those two guys are good, and tight end's good. I'm not saying that we definitely lose this game. Some things would have to go our way, but being in Philly. You got to think. What's the line? Do we know?
We are a touchdown underdogs.
Yeah, that feels right.
I mean, ESPN gives them a 68% chance of winning. Yeah. We are 7-point underdogs. Yeah. And Chicago, Clarence, Dallas, Philadelphia got embarrassed by Dallas. They were up 21 and lost that game. And they're coming into town very pissed off. How are you feeling about this game Friday? I mean, Philadelphia's pissed off. They got embarrassed. Lost a 21-point lead. How are you feeling about this one?
I mean, to me, that's a division game. They have some kind of rivalry going on.
Yeah, they don't like each other.
No, they do not like each other.
I don't think that the Bears are going to win this football game. This is going to be one of those few times that I pick against the Bears. I think that Philadelphia, and I think that Detroit, and I think that the Rams are clearly head and shoulders better than the Bears right now. We're not there. I am ecstatic to be 8-3. We're not on the level of those football teams, and this for I won't say a litany of reasons that we could have said before in the past, but there are a few reasons why we're not. We don't have as good as a defense, even though we lead the league in interceptions. Don't get me wrong, but we cannot get the quarterback on the ground. All those teams have people who can. Our quarterback is not playing to the level that he needs to beat a team like this. This is the defending Super Bowl champions, for God's sake. They have a guy in the backfield who is a superstar. If you don't stay in your gap, he makes you break a tackle, you might as well line up for the extra point. He can take it to the house from any place on the field. They have two studs at wide receiver. Devonta Smith may or may not play, but A.J. Brown warrants and demands a double team. So this is a good time to bring back our best corners. I would love to be wrong. I would love to do our show next week and have to eat a little crow because that would mean we are 9-3. But I think at our next show, we're going to be 8-4. And I won't even have a problem with that.
Would it surprise you that Philadelphia struggles even more than we do with getting the quarterback to the ground? They only have 22 total sacks. We have 23 when I looked it up today. They are struggling defensively to get the quarterback on the ground. And that's surprising with Vic Fangio. Like,
it's very surprising, but if I gave you the option between Jalen Carter and Montez Sweat, who you taking?
Well, it's a different position, but yeah, I mean, well, Carter's such an idiot sometimes.
And Sweat seems to be ascending. Sweat seems to be ascending. To me, the real question is still to this day, should we have drafted Jalen Carter or Darnell Wright? I mean, that's what we did. We were staring at both of them. We went with Wright.
Well, I can't say why we went with Wright. The reason why we went with Wright is the problem that I have. When you start taking the people and it ain't got nothing to do with what they bring and what they can add to the football team, is basically on what your locker room is. That's an indictment on your organization.
Right.
So that was my issue with it. Jalen Carter can rush the passer and he can and he can stop the run. Montez Sweat is not really one of those guys who you say can do both of them. I don't think that people go into a game with Chicago Bears and say, "Oh, we got to find a way to stop Montez Sweat," but they do against Jalen Carter. He worries teams.
There's a difference between Montez Sweat being able to set an edge and force things another way, whereas Jalen Carter's wrapping somebody up in the backfield. That's a completely different animal. He's obviously the better player. He just, some of his, what was that first game of the season when he did something when he spit on? Yeah, I mean, just stuff like that. You know, that's the, you know, and for years we were afraid to, you know, to everybody was taboo, but you know, and I don't want to harp on Virginia, but you know, it's kind of like, oh, well, we don't want that, you know, it's like, come on.
Yeah, well, there's culture problems in Philadelphia. There are talks that Nick Sirianni, even though this team right now is wearing the belts, have lost his team. I mean, there is turmoil on this football team. So I think a lot of that stuff plays in hand with how your football team performs. But guys, this is a sleeping giant.
Yeah.
They got the talent to beat our ass.
They're a great team. They have the best GM in the league. Howie Roseman's unbelievable. I think Sirianni's overrated. I mean, as far as all the pieces there, who's the easiest one to replace? It's Sirianni. I mean, they could get 10 guys. I mean, that's just me, but they're I mean, look, they're the Super Bowl champs. They're
2-time.
They should, yeah.
Don't forget, he's good. And he could have won the third one. I mean, I don't think Sirianni's a slouch at coach.
He's fine.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's special. I think the GM's special, and I think that they just find the right people, or they wait for the people to fall to them, you know, that just, you know, like Quinyon Mitchell fell almost to the end of the first round. They're just right there to scoop him up and grab him. You know, he's the top 5 corner in the league. And Cooper DeJean, who's going to give us crap on Friday. Yes. He's fantastic. And all those guys were rated much higher than that. But they just good players fall, and they just all seem to fall into Philly's lap. And Carter would be that too, right? Like he fell to us, and we were afraid. So we take a 4th-round pick to be a chicken, right? But look, Darnell's been great this year. So
he has been,
but it could have been player B or C or D that, you know, that never touched the field. You know, it's a crapshoot. But yeah, I think they beat us by a touchdown.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, if the playoffs start today, we're the number 3 seed, and Detroit, believe it or not, is still out.
Yeah,
even though they won, they are still on the outside looking in.
I mean, I hate going against this. And if we won, I wouldn't be stunned. I would be surprised, but I wouldn't be like, we can win this game.
Yeah.
But they would have to have a pretty poor game, and we would have to pull off some stuff that's pretty special to make it happen. But I think, you know, we shouldn't win. We can win, but we probably shouldn't.
I mean, when you look at Philadelphia's defense, they're just middle of the road. They're not doing anything outstanding.
Right.
I mean, they are. Let me bring it up. They're 20th in total, 22nd in pass, and 18th in rush. They're not killing it defensively. They're not killing it offensively. They're 24th in total yards, 23rd in passing, and 21st in rushing.
I mean, during this their most recent run of success, their offensive line has been rock solid and healthy, and it's not this year. And that's I mean, we talk about it all the time, but you know, you're only as good as that line's gonna make you, and that's why they've lost guys to retirement, they've lost guys to injuries, they've lost guys to free agency. You know, you can't keep everybody, but they've, you know, over 5-6 years they've had, you know, among the best offensive lines in the league, and they don't have that this year.
No, they don't. Clarence, anything else you want to say about Chicago and Philadelphia?
No, I mean, like I said, I would love to be wrong.
Yeah.
Even hope to be wrong. But this is the cream of the crop that you're playing, and yeah, they're coming off a loss, but this team is not to be trifled with. They can beat anybody in the league. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
So, guys, where are we? That's a good question. I mean, where are we? Are we really contenders or pretenders? I mean, where are we, Todd?
I
Where do
think.
you put us? Or
Look,
Clarence, go ahead. You were about to answer.
I
yeah,
mean,
go.
I think that this year we are pretenders. We are an ascending football team. We know that we have weaknesses that you can't have if you're trying to win a championship. And listen, I mean, we just have to be honest with ourselves. We've been bad so long. This
Yeah.
year is supposed to be a stepping stone to the next level. And I'm okay with that because none of us had us at 8-3 at this position at this time. I'm okay with where we are. We got things in the offseason and places that we need to add good football players to be a perennial playoff team. That's what we're shooting for. And to one day bring home that damn Vince Lombardi trophy that we haven't seen since 1985.
Right.
So we're trying to get to the next level. We're doing everything correctly to do that. Some misses here and there, things that we feel like Ryan Post could have done. We won't get into that. But yeah, I don't think that we're a contender this year. I just don't.
Todd, are we contender or pretender?
I don't want to say pretender. I think we're a year ahead of schedule, and a lot of teams get to that point and they either push through it or they fall apart. I did see something today rolled up on my phone about there's all these clickbait crap and everything. It came up and I'm starting to hear the Ian Cunningham name around. Like it was Bears number 2, hot commodity or whatever, right? Like he's been gonna leave for the last, I think 3 seasons.
Yeah, he has
He
been.
gets interviews, but now we're solidly in the playoffs and have a chance to actually be it. And this might be the year that he actually gets a job offer. And I hadn't even thought about it since the last one he didn't get. Honestly, I mean, I don't. I don't have anything bad to say about the guy, but this coaching staff, is responsible for the turnaround. I don't believe that even Poles has much to do with it, but and I'm not an anti-Poles guy, but I think that we're somewhere in between. I wouldn't say we're let's say we're tenders, right?
Yeah.
We're not pre and we're not con. We've had some things go our way in the first 2/3 of the season, and we have challenges in the what's left. We need 2 wins. It'd be great if we could get one of them this week, but we need 2.
So, in spite of us being 8-3, they only give us a 65% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah. So
Green Bay and Detroit still have better chances, even though their records are worse than ours.
Yeah, so that kind of offsets the Fox poll that had us 6th.
Yeah.
I mean, that's only because people believe that Green Bay and Detroit is going to beat us.
Yes.
So we lose against Philadelphia on Friday. That forces us to have to beat Green Bay once.
Yeah.
We have to.
We have to.
And it almost forces. I mean, if our hopes are to win the division, we have to beat Green Bay. We have to beat San Francisco to get to 10 wins.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I watched that Cleveland Browns game. That's the best defense in the league.
It is.
That
one
is
of the best in the
we
NFL.
are going to have our hands full when we play that team. And if Shador is the quarterback and getting his feet up under him and being able to get any points, we're going to have our hands full when we play the Cleveland Browns. That's not the W I was chalking it up when I was looking at the schedule. That's the dangerous football team.
Barring
right
injury,
now, with what
he should be the
doing
quarterback. Yeah, I mean that they let that other guy go enough that they know it's not him. So it should be Shador, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, when I look at the schedule, we're in Philly now. Then we go to Green Bay. That's been flexed to prime time, 4:00 for all you Chicago Bears fans. It's already been announced. Then we have Cleveland, and like you said, that's the top-rated defense in the NFL. And then we have Green Bay, San Francisco, and Detroit.
Got to get one of those games. Got to get one of those games.
I think really, I mean, the easiest path is to get Week 15 and get Week 16 with the Packers at home, the Packers at Soldier, and against the Browns. Well, actually, those are both home games, so that's the path, And if we can get one of the others, then that's a bonus. But those other 4 games, nah.
I mean, week 18, we could be, both of us could be fighting for our playoff lives. Detroit and Chicago. That could be really ugly. Ben Johnson against Dan Campbell, student against teacher. At least it's in Chicago outside, and Jared Goff normally does not play well out in the cold.
Yep.
So, Todd, I'll kick it to you. What are your final thoughts on our Thanksgiving Eve show?
Oh, just happy Thanksgiving to you guys. I hope you have a good time tomorrow. I'm going to be laid up in the bed drinking soup probably. But oops, I'm supposed to mute when I'm coughing. I just hope you guys have a great time with your families. I'll be thinking about you.
I'm just going to my final thoughts are, as always, thank you for watching. Thank you for the comments, guys. As always, go Bears. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitch, and X. And I'm just going to echo what Todd said. Just happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Safe travels if you're traveling. Enjoy your time with your family and friends. And go Bears. And like I said, I want to win Friday so I can return the favor and talk some shit. So I want to win. So Chicago Clarence, how's your blood pressure on our Thanksgiving Eve game?
Well, this team, like I said, we've been 8-3, so it's not a lot for me to be mad at. My North Carolina Tar Heels are undefeated as we speak. They got a big game tomorrow against Michigan State. That's going to be a litmus test for them to see where they think they are and be able to look forward. So I'm going to be interested in that game, and definitely going to be interested in the Bear game. I think that if we beat Philadelphia, then I don't think we're no longer a year ahead of schedule. I think we're 2. Because now you're starting to look at being 11 and 5.
Yeah.
That's very much in play if you win this football game, and then you will also really start to get some national cred from everybody and tell them that you arrive. And I think that if they're able to win this game and this division, even though you have what's happening with New England and who else was a candidate? The guy in
Colts,
Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I think that it puts Ben Johnson right there.
Yeah, Shane Steichen.
Neck and neck with all of them. If he's able to win this game and win this division, and you beat Green Bay and you finish the season beating San Fran and you beat Detroit, and I think San Fran is a very winnable game. I'm more worried about the Cleveland game than I am the San Fran game right now. Yes, because that defense is for real. I mean, we're talking about defensive line and secondary. Newsom and them dudes in the secondary, that ain't gonna be no cakewalk.
Yeah.
So
Steichen took a little hit on that Coach of the Year thing, not being able to close out the Chiefs and that's a tall task. But they had him, and they let him.
Had him in Kansas City. Yeah.
So, guys, until next time, we got one last comment. Ben Johnson Arthur says Ben Johnson would get Coach of the Year if all that happens that Clarence just mentioned. I think Coach of the Year is really tight.
Yeah,
I mean, you can argue for Steichen. You can start to argue for McVay again. The Rams might be the best team in the NFL, but nobody's talking about.
My boy Stafford's the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, but he's got the horses to do it. Nobody foresaw this at any of the other stops.
Well, you gave him that second receiver, and just man, I mean, they're my favorites to win the whole thing. But anyway, it's early stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right, well, y'all have a good Thanksgiving.
Yep, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. As always, bear down, and thank you for watching.
Bear down.